Audio? Audio? Cool. Coming through good. How are y'all doing today? Take my hair down. I hope y'all are doing well. It has been a long day, for sure. But I've got a new game for us. I know zero about this game. I believe it's set in space. And I think I read somewhere on Reddit that it's supposed to be emotional with a good storyline. I think it might be a point and click game, but I'm not sure. We're gonna find out together, and hopefully it'll be a good time. Oh, I don't have an energy drink today because it's freaking 7 o'clock where I am, and I'm going to have to go to bed soon. But anyway. That's so dumb that I've latched onto that, but here we are. Last time I streamed was Sunday, and we played Rain World. Rain World was fun. I just didn't feel like I had a lot of direction in it, and I am tired. So I felt like I needed something that might be a little more engaging, and hopefully the game being new will be engaging. So without further ado, that's the music you hear in the background, by the way, because I have it pulled up. Let's see if it's gonna pull it up. Or am I gonna have to fist fight it? Fist fight it. Always. This thing is so damn finicky. Capture a specific window. No, not freaking Alan Wake. Thank you. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I will admit, just to make sure that there were no problems with the game, I did already look at my options and did choose. But I'll go ahead and read them for y'all. So, we have 3 options here. I don't know what they mean. Seems kind of D&D-esque, maybe, but not sure. So, we have a machinist. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to a machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Now, down here we have our skills and like what you get. But I like picking my characters based on how much I relate to them. So, diligent, careful, and structured. What I need to be, but I don't think that's how anybody would describe me. So, we have operators. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. They're snipers. They're mechanical snipers. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. So, this gave me as, like, super intelligent people. Like, they have a mind for logistics, which, again, I don't have. And then extractors. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. As the joke goes, the internet joke goes, I am a sturdy woman, so this is what I chose to go with. I don't like that it has a -1 for approaching problems with awareness, because I like to think that I'm not rash, that I like to think things through. But you can't have everything. I liked that it has a +1 for strength and strength of will. So that's why I chose this. Dice action allows energy recovery at home. Oh, I'm gonna have to chew a piece of my gum. Also, not sponsored, but if you have ADHD or anything like that, or just am trying to do something a little less chemically than freaking a monster or an energy drink, these things are it. Anyway, they're all natural. Anyway, let's get started. With my headphones on, I feel like I am chewing the loudest ever, like a 4-year-old with a piece of gum. I'm gonna tilt this up so I'm not. I have got to get an arm for my microphone. Okay. Where are you? The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. My bad. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Okay. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body, forget that body? I guess I'm a program going to a different body? I'm gonna think of the body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Interesting. Am I a consciousness? I'm just gonna give it a second. I'm gonna quit guessing. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. The others. I'm just gonna remember the plan for now. You emotionally remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited, and once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drive away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you missed. What have I done? Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid. You might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Wait for the cold to try to rest. I mean, if I go to sleep and it's actually this cold, I would freeze to death, right? But it seems like I'm some sort of cyborg, at least. gonna try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Rest. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor, sound too everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the cold, softer and softer until softer and softer until a daze of dirty yellow a figure appears. Interesting. Until in a haze. I can't read. It's fine. You are out. Oh! Oh, hello. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in the corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. I like the character design. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where the plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, you all thawed out yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in Sub-Zero back. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perched. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize he had a little guy on his shoulder. Anyway, on his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath his tech, but he seems lost in a memory for a moment, or perhaps he is just figuring out what to do to you. I plan to survive. What happened to them? Stay silent. What happened to them? He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. And I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you were just software, a rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You're not alone. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You were an offshoot, a copy. So I am. I'm a consciousness that's been put into some sort of robot. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well then no one can. You remember that too, at least the rumors of it, from the other sleepers. planned obsolescence, a built-in independence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you were one of the lucky ones. Drago glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you can be right now. The station. You'll see soon enough, Drago impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in as much valuable scraps these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion. Fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Okay. Welcome to Erlen's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end a cycle now. Okay. That's the Eye, and here's home. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. I guess it's my home. You wait, curled in the corner of the container, and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you're awake in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape? Getting answers, putting life. Answers for what? I've already escaped. So, I guess building life. That's what I left for, right? I would assume. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Wheels. I cannot talk. I did not realize this would be so much reading. I cannot talk and chew at the same time. Okay. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud on the stove, and you begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. Do I still need to eat? I still need to eat? I thought it was a robot. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to remember the day. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, 1. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by 1 segment each cycle, but you can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that will keep you alive. 2. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. Okay. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Energy. Okay. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. Oh my gosh. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will deplete at a double rate per cycle. This is a lot to remember. Okay. Let me, 2 seconds. I'm going to read this. Please, 1 second. Damaged. So, if I only have, if that's the case, then I don't have a long time to live. I have like less than 2 weeks to live, if that's the case. 2, these are my action dice. Okay. I roll them. I will have less dice if my condition is lower. And then this bottom bar is basically my food bar. Food and or energy bar. But it seems to be food. Okay, I understand. Ah, my nail is broken. Okay. What? What? Okay. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to the shipyards or the Bright Markets dealer for cryo. Occasionally, we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes up is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turned up. I'm assuming chits is money, but I'll still ask. These. He pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use to trade out here. He stuffs them back in his pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. Sleepers, well... He trails off. But things being the way they are for me and at the yard, he pauses, I need the help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I low a little cryo to a client here or there, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly, turns, and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. That's why I can move them. Okay? Hold that section. actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items, depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcomes. Positive outcome, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds, and negative, the action fails. Action dice affect these outcomes as followed. 100% chance. A 6 is a 100% chance. A 5 is a 50 positive, 50 neutral. 3 and 4 are 25 positive, 50 chance neutral, 25 negative. And then a 1 or a 2 is a 50 chance neutral negative. Okay, that makes sense. I understand now, I think. Actions display information about their type, risk, level, and the skill and modifiers that apply to each action. Type. Oh, I see. The numbers. Either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Either safe, risky, or danger. Safe, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger means negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. Okay. The skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, intuit, okay, or engage. Modify either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1. Okay. Okay, I think I understand. Oh gosh. Okay. A debt called in. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things could get nasty. Every salvager knows that they are always just one lucky haul away from their next payday. What is this? What does that mean? So, I'm gonna take this. This is risky. So I want to use something good, right? It's a repeatable action, but okay, 100%. This isn't safe. I'm just gonna put the 1. 50% neutral, 50% negative. But I have a +1, so it was a 2. I see. It was a 1, now it's a 2. It's still gonna be hard. But I gotta use it, right? And this one's safe. I can only do it one at a time. Okay. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the action that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Okay. I got a negative outcome. Tutorial. Drives and navigation. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives. This is a lot. You will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. Goodness, excuse me guys. You can track drives, and any track drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button on the top left screen. You are now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking down a drive to help you survive, look for food to keep your energy up, and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. opportunities, remember to end cycle at your home when you are out of dice. Use the mouse wheel or WS to scroll along the station. Rotate the view with AD. Good luck. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's the same. Alright, do it. Neutral, back in business. And then I'll do this one one more time, right? Okay, I got positive. So back in business. Rotunda wet dock? I mean, it seems that's where it wants me to go. Interesting. Market. Oh, I have 45 chits now. Okay. I gotta find a doctor before I do anything. Interesting. Is it a circle? Oh. Well. Oh, not what I was trying to do. Leave. Okay. Okay, that's not it. Okay, Steel Dock plans. No. Explore the rotunda. Dock watcher, getting from the rotunda to the beach is places to visit if it's here. I'll make that. I'm not trying to do all that. I just freaking got here. Okay, I already did this. I don't have anything else to contribute here. A shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you have skills. If you get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. Okay. Okay, I think all I can do is rest now. Yeah, that's... Your frame skin allows you to gather energy through sunlight. The longer you stay, the better. I need dice for everything, and I spent all of them. Okay, well, live and learn, I guess. Oh, I'm dead. This This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across the colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away and down them, dissolving to the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. Now you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Okay, touch it, we're dead. You found a point in the station and you connect to it, pulse through it, follow loops and paths under it and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, then you try in a moment of impulsiveness to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried away with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you, things that you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling you in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark, still walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station split out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. What the fuck? Okay. I have to get food. I think the only way to do that is the market. Okay. Explore the market, ask for directions. Why wonder when there are hundreds of people to live and work within the right market? All you need is the courage to approach them. We're gonna do it. I had local knowledge. Okay? Ooh, what does that mean for me? Oh, the doctor. Street food. Oh, look at him. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal ball of sliced vegetables in some bread-like dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills the set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chips rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. We'll watch you for a minute more. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid. Listen. This is like reading a book. This is very descriptive. And very educational is not the word that I want. Versatile in its vocabulary, for sure. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphis remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Emphis sets down his metal ball and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole into my bowl. Free sample? Sure. He gestures neatly. Come over. unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burners like a bonfire. Your skin hardens in its glare. I know you, you sleepers, Enfys says while he cooks, a voice deep and clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glanced up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the Eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. He tells you that the Eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more. He smiles, but next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side and shuts it off. The roar of the flame and the impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pen marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. I'm definitely going to get attached to these characters. Okay, let's go see the doctor. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you were here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying half-block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve, but your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body, your body, no. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Let's look at the enforcer. The enforcer is looking down the corridor, and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton, a couple of mirror-like implants sent below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers. You aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make a note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. A few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head, and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting of the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market sealed room and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you were transfixed by the motion. I really like all of the character designs. This art style is so pretty. Come, sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turning away, replacing plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open your mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. A few cycles. Don't not answer. You came here for help. That doesn't help. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames, as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Gosh, that's a big word for Elmo. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work and run the door and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections, smugglers, from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up to the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. After some spacers cause some trouble in the low end, Yatagan have imposed toll for entry. No one gets in without paying 60. No. Best I got. Neutral outcome, we'll take it. Negative outcome. Not great. Okay, go home. Oh, I should have saved one. It's okay. It'll be okay. Oh. I'm not starving though. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before, and the threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand these are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here, and link close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting them off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, two threads, pulling in different directions as if they were tied around you. The first thread leads out away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. Open your eyes. Time is short. Something has changed inside of you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches, while you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the Eye button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. I don't see an Eye button. Extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed to the right of the action. If you have a +1 or a +2 modifier in the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. I just used my 2. Okay. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched. What? Oh, I need a cipher. talk to him, I'll have to eat here 4 times. And my energy is full. Okay, I guess I'll spend it working. I got 2 6s. Oh, that's full now. Of activity in the yard, red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched metal plates and bent structures spinning from poles in twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart somewhat in the counter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it's lowered into the water. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship is slowly into its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft, but you can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. He shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you should stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hull, their lights illuminating flashes stuffed into the hull. Watching you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the Essen Arc Freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps you could learn something about this ship. You might be able to trace a path that leads you to this yard. Dragos squeezed your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name on the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then you slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Clear the debt and return a favor for your first friend on the eye. You've completed your first drive. Each drive unlocks an upgrade point to spend as you're upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button. Oh, shoulders. Okay. Okay, this is a lot. What am I looking at? Oh, I can add points here. Oh. This is a lot. Okay. That sounds really good. The keeping 2 dice even when the condition is breaking. Gain random scrap items on engineer actions. I really don't know what I'm doing yet, so this is really hard to choose. I guess nothing says that I have to choose now. My dice actions already display potential positive and negative outcomes. That doesn't make sense to me. But this re-rolling your dice thing... I think I'm gonna pick this one just because I don't want to have a negative 1. I would rather have nothing than a negative 1. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Who are you? You're a cutie. Fang? I'm gonna say Fang. Fang is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now? He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. I just want to chat. You staying in that thing? And he nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlen said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? Erlen? I'm gonna say Erlen. You pass together in the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlen? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Haven should organize some seminars. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Oh, my chickens. This is a lot of information at once, and I only get to pick one option. Okay, my freaking back pillow keeps slipping down. Okay, let's do systems. Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around, and well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then, when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. That's not ominous at all. Okay. This one, the agent. does that mean? What did I just do? Okay, whatever. I guess I'll work. 'Cause I'm gonna need money. Draco seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure he's going to hold his nerve much longer. Why? Investigating the Winter's Light means you picking through its systems and structures with care. It won't pay, but you may find answers. Shipbreaking is tougher than slicing up loose salvage, but Draco's is happy to pay you a fixed wage if you were up to it. I mean, I need the money, but also, if he's gonna get nervous and kick me out of the yard, do I need to go try my hand and get into the shipyard first? Let's just do this for now. Nice. And I guess I'll do this. Nice. And eat. Oh! Okay, and then what was the hardware exchange? Oh, this is the ore exchange. A trusted trader, -1 scrap components. I got some money from it. That's what I was doing? Gain access to the ore fabricator. That's all I got. Back home. Okay. We're gonna end this cycle, and then I think this is gonna be the end of the stream, because this is getting to be a lot. Okay. And I'm already an hour in. This may be shorter streams playing this week, because this is a lot, and this is a lot of reading. Once I get into the swing of things, they may be longer, but... oh my gosh. Is this a lot to take in? Okay. End cycle. What will our dream be today? Oh, nothing. That's not great. Okay. Well. I hope y'all are enjoying this. Did that just say last autosave will be lost? Bro, did I just... How are you ever supposed to quit the game if the last autosave would be lost? I had what, like 73 chits? Oh, okay, that's fine. It's just gonna save right before my progress. Oh, progress since the last autosave would be lost. That's fine. Okay. I can't read. As we've spent freaking an hour discovering. So, anyway, this is kind of cool. Seems very human, which I think is the point, to be a robot slash cyborg, to discover the humanity of hardship and struggle and trying to build a better life, maybe? Who knows? I'm interested though. I'm interested to see where it keeps going, but that is a lot of reading. Excuse me. So, these will definitely be shorter streams, for sure. Unless I just get a wild hair and decide to... Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. We played Rain World on Sunday, so if you missed that, the VOD is up on my channel, and it will be up on my YouTube later. And then last week we finished the first Alan Wake game, which is all completely uploaded on my YouTube, so you can check that out there. Nerd Anxiety 37, same across all platforms. So, alright guys, it is freaking 8:20. I should have been asleep 20 minutes ago, so the bakery life is calling. But anyway, hope y'all have a great day, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.